Fáilte. Hello and welcome to Keith's Whisky video vlog. My name is Keith, aka Whisky Tour Guide Keith. That's my sort of alter ego. If you know my videos, you'll know that I do a lot of whisky reviews, but if you're looking at this, you're thinking that's not a whisky glass, it's a cup of tea. So I'm not doing a whisky review for you today. I'm going to be introducing you to what I do in my day job. As a tour guide, I go all around Scotland. I'm blessed. I think I've got, if not the best job in the world, certainly one of them, and I'm very happy with it. So in this video, what I'm going to show you is a recent tour that I did to the wonderful whisky island of Islay. And if you know me, you'll know that that's where my favourite whisky comes from. So if you'll indulge me for a second, I've got the trusty Whisky Tour Guide Keith pointer, and we have our map of Scotland. So I'm based work-wise from Edinburgh, over here in the east of Scotland, the capital of Scotland. The Islay tour, day one, you head west, up past the city of Stirling, right across through the Highlands and down to Oban on the west coast for lunch. In the afternoon, you go down the west coast and you end up getting the ferry from here across to Islay. You arrive in Islay in the evening. That's your day one. Day two, do a little selection of Islay whisky distilleries, one or two historical sites, maybe beaches and things like that, viewpoints mixed in. Day three, usually we'll head down to the south of the island. Anyone who knows Islay will know what's down there. If you want to know, you'll have to look at the rest of this video. Day four, we come back from Islay to the mainland, same port, a little port called Kennacraig, and we come a slightly different route back to Edinburgh, up Loch Fyne, this big sea loch here, up to Inverary for our lunch, and then we come back through the Highlands, down past Loch Lomond, not too far from Glasgow, and then back across past Stirling, back to Edinburgh. That's day four. So day one is about getting to Islay. Day two and three we go around Islay. Day four back to Edinburgh. So enjoy the video. You have to understand, obviously, I am not a highly paid professional. I'm doing this under my own steam, off my own back. So you'll have to forgive me. Now and again, there's a little bit of a problem with the wind, the sound, and maybe slightly shaky camera, but I'm sure you can forgive me when you see what I've put together. So enjoy the next 20 minutes or so, and I will see you again after. Enjoy. Now, off to Islay today, day one of a 4-day tour. I'm going to talk you through it as we go, show you around. My day begins in quite sunny Edinburgh, right here on the shores of the Firth of Forth, just to the north of Edinburgh. And as we go, I'll talk you through what we're going to do, where we're going to go, and the things that we're going to be putting in our mouths and tasting. So the first stop here, in the Highlands of Scotland. Beautiful sunny day, the sun is out now, and we are on the shores of Loch Awe. And if you can see behind me, the ruins of Killearn Castle. So in a whisky tour, it's just not all about the whisky. We do a little bit of culture, a little bit of history, a little bit of sightseeing as well. So Killearn Castle, looking resplendent today. I'm going to introduce you to one of the locals at the castle. Here we go, this big beast here, chewing away. Look at the size of that. Hello. Doesn't speak English. So now in Oban for lunch. There's the distillery, just up a little side street. Lovely distillery, just over the road as well. There's the seafront. So you don't have too far to go. There's a whisky shop. Now in the afternoon, I'd like to do a little stop at Kilmartin, the village of Kilmartin, and Kilmartin Kirk. Beautiful little graveyard, well worth a little nose around. after Kilmartin village, down into the glen, Kilmartin Glen, and these are the standing stones at Nether Largie. So a bit of an X-shaped combination, thought to be aligned to the stars. So Kilmartin Glen, it's the seat of the Celts, the Celtish kingdom. That's where they wrote from. It's in Argyll. Argyll comes from the name, the landing place of the Gaels. So the Gaelic speaking people who came across from Ireland. It's very historic, you're talking 3,000 plus, 3,200, 3,000 plus years old. And these stone monuments were probably built on top of earlier wooden structures of unknown date, unknown origin. So there you go, fantastic place, beautiful day for it as well. Look at the sky. Now in these standing stones, when you look up close, you can actually see some cup marks, what they call cup marks, these little sort of circular dimples are carved into the stones. Now the belief is that if you camp near here, you get good luck. But if you touch the stones, I'm not going to do, bad luck. Outstanding place. Nether Largie, standing stones. And here at Temple Wood, there's a little stone circle. Now if you get the chance in this neck of the woods, Dunad, Dun, a hill fort, Ad, the River Ad, Dunad Fort, the hill fort of the River Ad, and the ancient seat of the early Celtic kings. Now there's something I want to show you at the top of this. So we're now up at the top of Dunad, the hill fort. Great views. As usual, the camera adjusts. So here you've got to climb up. And what I've got to show you, you can hear I'm a little bit out of breath. Down on the ground here is the inauguration stone of the Scottish kings. We'll be crowned, tying the king to the rule over. They had smaller feet in those days. Or maybe I'm just not born to be king. Never mind. Next up on our day one is the little harbour town of Tarbert. Tide's out today, still a little bit of water. And there is Tarbert Castle overlooking the harbour. So here we are, it's about just after 9 in the evening. We have arrived at our destination, amazing island of Islay. So way over here, this is Lochindal, but sun setting, nothing too spectacular tonight. The sea looking nice and calm, harbour looking excellent. Boats bobbing away. There's the village of Beaumore. You'll see right up the street behind me to the round church, and most importantly of all, distillery. So that's day one on Islay, and let's see what day two brings. We'll see. Good morning. Start of day two on our Islay tour. So a few clues as to where we are this morning. You can see this is the sound of Islay behind us, the Paps of Jura. A little bit of cloud on them. Black guillemot in the water there. Sometimes you'll see otters playing at this distillery. We have to the Deanston distillery. We have directions also to Mull. Apologies for the wind, it's a little bit breezy, it's not too bad, not as bad as it sounds. But this morning we are of course at the Bunnahabhain distillery, new shop over there. First time I've been in this morning, it's looking quite good as things slowly pick up again. And my passengers are tucking into their breakfast whiskies. They've got 3 single cask drams each over there, so they're doing a good job first thing. So let's see what else day two of our Islay tour brings. After Bunnahabhain, we travel down a couple of miles down the road to the newest distillery on Islay at Ardnahoe. And some great views from here out across to the Isle of Jura, just like at Bunnahabhain. Now, Islay, it's not all about the whiskey. It's a lot about the whiskey, but not all about the whiskey. Like everywhere, to get to know somewhere properly, it's best to get out and about, to meet the people, see the sights, learn about the culture, the heritage, the history. 3 of my favourite words. So here in Islay, if you're visiting distilleries, you have to do a little bit of sightseeing as well, and where better than this place here, which is called Finlagan. It is the traditional seat, as they call it, of the Lords of the Isles. It's ruins now. There's a couple of little islands out in Loch Finlagan, and there was a little sort of village, a stronghold, and a council island. So we're right at the edge of the main island, Island More, big island, and out here is the council island. Now, it's not the brightest of days, don't think it's going to get done full justice on the camera, but right here is a truly special spot on Islay. If you're ever on Islay, it's well worth a visit. Distillery number 3 on day 2. We're now at Kilhoman, which every time you come, they're expanding, they're getting bigger. You can see the stills up there, a little still house as well. fantastic new visitor centre, seating area, tasting bar, all sorts of stuff for sale. So quite a happening place, Kilhoman. So for a good day, a few distilleries visited. Day 2 more or less in the bag. Day 3 tomorrow. We'll be heading south, tell you more about that tomorrow. But from one of the best beaches in Scotland, certainly one of the best beaches in Islay. Nice little finish. Here is Machier Bay. Good morning, day 3, a little bit more grey in the clouds in the sky, whisky drinking weather, start of day 3 at Ardbeg.
Well, hence the reason I bought it. Yeah. I've only really kind of discovered you guys on this trip, and yeah, I really like it. What you do is kind of cool. Yeah.
Now after Ardbeg, a little bit of sightseeing, bit of culture, bit of history, and it's well worth popping out to the Kildalton Parish Church, this lovely old ruin. And in the churchyard is the old Kildalton cross, said to date from as far back as about the 800s. Now after a quick stop for lunch at Ardbeg, along to the next distillery, Lagavulin, which I like to call the Rolls Royce of Scotch whisky. And just overlooking Lagavulin, just off the shore here, is the old ruins of Duniveg Castle. And no trip to Islay would be complete without a wee look up close at a peat bog. So here's the cut peats, this is where they cut it from. Down here you can see how wet it is, and there's a big pile of drying peat there. Free fuel, just the cost of your labour. An Islay peat bog. Final whisky stop as the weather closes in a bit. Today's rain, tomorrow's whisky and all that. Final stop on our 4-day Islay whisky tour. And day 3 is the Laphroaig distillery. Outstanding. So it's the morning of day 4. Unfortunately, we leave Islay today. We're in Port Ellen at the moment. The ferry crossing back to the mainland leaves in about half an hour or so, and you can see it's just coming in just now, coming to pick us up. So, see you on the mainland. Back on the mainland, first stop is lunch with the River Erie, Inverary Castle, and just around the corner, the village of Inverary, sitting on the banks of Loch Fyne. Just like that, we're back in Edinburgh. 4 days around Scotland, over to Islay. The sun is shining, it's a beautiful evening. My bag is full of whisky. I cannot recommend the Islay tour enough. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and maybe we'll see you there. So there's the Firth of Forth for you. Beautiful sunlit evening. What did you think of that? Hopefully you enjoyed it at least a little bit as much as I did. If you enjoyed it half as much, you had a good time. I absolutely love Islay. As I said at the end of that, I cannot recommend it highly enough. If you have any questions at all about the places I visit, any of the distilleries, any of the other tours that I do, absolutely get in touch. Obviously you can do it through the YouTube channel, the comments, or through my Instagram, which is at Whisky Tour Guide Keith, one word. Now that was the first time that I'd been to Islay in about 18 months. Usually I go there once a month, and I had a lot of pent up whisky buying aggression to get out. I think I bought myself 9 or 10 bottles while I was there. So if you are interested in some more whisky reviews, watch this space. I will be gladly breaking into them and reviewing them for you. Now, as I say, if you've got any questions, anything at all, let me know, any comments, and if you liked that video, watch out. In future I'll be posting more about different tours that I do all around Scotland and a little bit further afield sometimes as well. I think that's it for just now, so thank you for watching, and I don't know if it quite counts with a cup of tea, but slán